Call 1-800-COMPLEX for a free consultation or visit us online at gpwlaw.com.
Local news, local topics, local conversation. You're listening to AM Beaver County on 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA. Presented by St. Barnabas and streaming live at beavercountyradio.com.
And we're back on AM Beaver County, and we're also now on Facebook Live as well, as we're talking with the mayor of New Brighton, Mr. Tom Albanese. Tom, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. How you doing?
Good. So first, we'll start with an introduction for those who may not know you or know you quite as well. Who are you, how long have you been mayor, and how long have you been in New Brighton?
I've been in the New Brighton area all my life. I've been on council for 27 years. Half of that I've been president, and the last 5 years I've been mayor.
Wow. So you sort of know the ins and outs of the area. And
we got about 32 years in. So, yeah.
So what made you decide to get involved with this? Just, thinking that the town needs some leadership? Or what made you decide to get there?
I don't know if it was as much leadership as the fact that when I moved back into town, I wanted to be part of the town, and I wanted to get involved, and I thought this was the best way to get involved, and it's worked out really well. I've got to work with some great people, and we've done a lot of good things.
So in that time that you've been in the mayor position, what have been some of those things, those great things you talked about that have taken place? Like what new things have come up? What new events have taken place?
I think one of the things that struck me right away would be the fact that when I got on council, we used to react to problems. If a street sweeper went down, if that went down, what do we do? How do we do it? We began to plan early to put monies away for all those things that could happen, and it's put us in a pretty good position that, we had to bite the bullet early, but it's paying off in a big way now.
And yeah, and we hear a lot of that from other places where it's like, people just tend to get very reactive and very angry and upset, and then it's not the case here. It's a matter of listening to each other and making sure that everyone's cooperating, and that when certain things happen, nobody's like, oh, we didn't know about this. Well, you do know about it because you planned ahead for it.
Yeah, and the whole council was like that. I mean, everybody's on the same page. That's what makes us the way we are.
Right. And who on the council has played some of the bigger parts as far as getting all that together?
Each council person's vote is important, so each one's important. But the president of the council kind of directs the flow.
Okay. So it's that, connection with them and connection with all the other departments throughout New Brighton that make everything run like clockwork.
Yeah. Between our department heads, the people we've hired, we've made good hires. They've actually become better at their jobs. It makes everything pretty easy. Getting back to the fact that everybody's on the same page, in my view, there's no agendas. Once you get elected, you're there for one reason, and that's the betterment of the community.
Right. You're there to work for them and, make sure that their community is better. And again, a lot of that has been reflected in the fact of, over the last several years, there's been a lot of new businesses that have come through to New Brighton, and, it's sort of revitalized and created this sort of, advancement for downtown.
Well, if you look, just this year, we've had 7 new businesses come into town. If you go through town, 3rd Avenue's pretty much looking the same, but 5th Avenue is starting to just build business up. The old Foodland's starting to get ready for retail space now. Arby's, Speedway, the development of everything's coming along. Then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And, we had new homes going up. We had a lot of stuff going on. Prices went up. Stuff kind of stopped. But right now we're getting back on track.
Right. And it seems, too, that, for all the momentum that was moving forward, that it just felt like, when New Brighton felt like that, just like everybody else did, that
right.
it was more of a stop than a push back.
Yeah.
It was just more of a stop. It's like, okay, we'll just have to put everything on hold, and then, once things get back, we'll continue pushing forward.
But us, like everybody else, we didn't want to see stop.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Nobody wanted to see stop. And And a good point too that you mentioned is that for a lot of places don't, they'll talk about it, but they won't quite do it. Is that you mentioned, it's not just 3rd Avenue, it's somewhere like 5th Avenue, and it's in New Brighton for those who just seem to drive through it, go 65 or whatever. New Brighton's a very big borough when you consider everything. There's a lot of territory to cover.
Square mileage, not so much. People packed into that square mileage, and businesses, yes.
Right. That's true. That's true. And so we're talking with the mayor of New Brighton, Tom Albanese. Again, we're on Facebook Live as well. And Tom, what are some of the major events that are coming up? Like, what are some of the events that the council was planning, that you're planning for the upcoming summer months whenever the snow finally gets out of the way?
Well, I mean, just upcoming from this point on, we have the Memorial Day Triathlon, Birds of Prey, presented by Quality Time and Carryout. The Memorial Day Parade, of course, is in town. New Brighton Library Walk, National Night Out, August 2nd. Taste of the Town, hosted by Quality Time and Carryout. The Car Cruise coming up September the 10th. The Fall Festival, which will be October 15th, and hopefully we'll have good weather this time.
Yeah.
A lot of food trucks, a lot of people out there. And we're also bringing in the Sun King Warriors this year. So if you haven't heard them, you definitely want to check that out. The New Brighton Halloween Parade, the Candy Crawl, the Great Pumpkin Roll that we have at Woolies, and the Veterans Day Parade this year we have.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you guys got a busy 2022 set ahead.
We try, yes.
Yes. And again, it's all for the sake of betterment. It's all for the sake of, gathering everybody. Because, again, gathering is something that we haven't done in a couple years.
Right.
Or at least it only just started picking up at the end of last year. And now it seems like things are, quote unquote, finally back to normal.
Yeah, as normal is. Right.
That's true. Yeah. As normal as things could be in the year of 2022. We're talking with Tom Albanese about the city, or actually the borough of New Brighton.
Yes.
Let me correct myself there. And we're going to continue to talk about that on the other side of this break here on AM Beaver County.
Cover crops can help protect soil erosion, keep nutrients in place, and build valuable organic matter. Many farmers have questions on species selection and management strategies. On Wednesday, April 27th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., spend the day with cover experts and farmers using cover crops at a cover crop field day. This free event will be held outdoors at the Beaver County Conservation District Environmental Center, 156 Cowpath Road, Aliquippa. Snacks will be provided. What is considered a cover crop? How long should cover crops grow? When should I start cover cropping? Learn the answers to these and many more questions. Please register to attend this free field day by calling or emailing by Friday, April 22nd. Call 724-378-1701 or visit online at bccdpa.us. Cover Crop Field Day, Wednesday, April 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Beaver County Conservation District, 156 Cowpath Road, Aliquippa.
Your lawn will be the envy of all your neighbors when you buy your lawn supplies from Diamond Milling in New Brighton. Stop by today, pick up a bag of the famous Penn State grass seed or shade mix, and Diamond Milling is the place to get cow manure, straw, and lime. Diamond Milling has all varieties of garden seeds, including onion sets. Locally owned and operated, Diamond Milling, your animal care, lawn, garden, and feed headquarters at the Bridge in New Brighton. Call 724-846-0920 or like them on Facebook.
Make plans to be a part of Wings and Wheels, happening on Saturday, May 21st at the Beaver County Airport. Air Heritage, along with Beaver County Radio and the Community College of Beaver County, is pleased to present this one-of-a-kind event that features airplanes and automobiles. It's happening from 9 to 5 on Saturday, May 21st. Check out the display of some of your favorite classic machines, including warbirds that fly in the air and classic cars that would rumble down the street, all in one location. Plus, there will be food booths and other attractions that will make Wings and Wheels something you'll want to plan for. Broadcast coverage partners include St. Barnabas Health System, among others. It's time to take off, literally, to Wings and Wheels, happening Saturday, May 21st at the Beaver County Airport in Chippewa. Your community, your radio stations, originating from the St. Barnabas Control Studio in Beaver County, 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge. And we're back on AM Beaver County on this Monday morning, and we're talking with New Brighton Mayor Tom Albanese. And Tom, during the break, we were talking a little bit about one particular part of the city or a borough. Ugh. I always want to refer to New Brighton as a city, but it's not true. It's not true. There's only two cities in the county, and the one's on the other side of the river, and that's not the one we're talking about. New Brighton has had some interesting situations going on with the police force, and one particular addition has made things, like you say, a bit more interesting.
Well, recently we just, all of our officers now have body cams. It's just the nature of the way people view police and the way things are going today. I thought that when we got the body cams, it would be another tool in the belt. When you went into hearings, when you went into different situations, you would have everything recorded. The surprise was that it became an incredible learning tool. You can view day-to-day operations, day-to-day stops, whatever you do, and you can you sit down and you don't critique it as far as a punishment or anything, but you look at it and you go, look how good you did this. Look what we could have done here. Or you've situations that can become dangerous. You learn from that what to do, how to approach it. So the learning end of it was the part that really struck me.
That is interesting, too, because a lot of people, just from sort of the outside view, from the citizen's view, wouldn't think about that either. A lot of times they hear, body cam footage and think, ooh, something, scandalous captured on camera. But in essence, for the police department, like you said, it's a very good learning experience because, it's basic footage of what you're doing on an everyday basis. And
it was a better tool than I thought it would be.
Yeah. And not to mention, too, that the police force.
We are now looking for another full-time policeman. We put everything out. We're taking applications now, and that's getting tougher, too. Over the years, when you used to apply or you want a policeman coming in, you would have 20 applicants. Okay, that's not the case now. The case is that you have very few applicants, and everyone's jockeying to get somebody that comes out of the academy. So it's not just in New Brighton or any of the communities. It's everywhere. A lot of people don't want to be policemen anymore, and in a way, I can understand that.
Yeah, because it's not an easy job, and there's been a lot of conversation. I know we were talking with the district attorney a couple months ago about the possibility of consolidation or merging in some cases with other places, or putting units together to work with each other. And I think a lot of that is very much based in this idea of, like you say, it's hard to get people to want to be part of that anymore.
But you have trouble with volunteers in the fire department. We've been pretty blessed there. But you mentioned Mr. Lozier, and he has been with us talking about consolidation. If you don't know, we patrol Doherty, Pulaski, Falston. So we saw this years ago. Consolidation is something you're going to have to look at if you want to survive and supply a good product out there.
Yeah, because, at the same time, even though it does showcase that the numbers are dwindling, it'll at the same time provide numbers that will cover, it will cover a larger area and, may cause for, a little bit further drive for some officers. But at the same time, it's providing, service and protection to all these areas, which, again, cover this large amount of real estate where people may think, okay, is someone out there going to help me? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, you can take really good departments and make them better, because now you can add more to it. If you had more towns working together, you might have more detectives, you might have more policemen. You can precinct things out. I think there's a lot of advantages to actually consolidating almost everything. Code enforcement, fire departments. I mean, you have to start to work together.
Yeah, because again, it's not the most ideal situation, but it will be a much better situation than just sort of letting things be how they are, and then just ultimately, just sort of detach themselves from each other, where, one township is saying, well, where are you guys at? Well, we can't actually help you, where in this case now you can.
Yeah.
Which is it's just a big thing. But going outside of the police department, are there any other ways that people, again, we talk about the fire department, the police officers, is there any way that people can help out with New Brighton that you guys are either looking for or considering?
Well, there are different committees that we have that we're always looking for new people. There are citizens in the town that do help out. One thing that came to mind was that we needed new vests for the policemen, and we could only get about $5,000 in grants, which was not anywhere near where we had to be.
Right.
And just within, I would say, about 4 blocks of the town, people that own businesses just stepped up, wrote checks.
No kidding.
Took care of everything. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's
it is.
Awesome.
That was really amazing.
Because again, you see all these businesses coming out, and you will see that in a lot of towns where the business will sort of help out with police departments and stuff. But even then, to see it, and just to have that knowledge of these guys care about us, they got our backs. It's huge.
And we have people that call up to volunteer. I mean, we just had we put up some radar speed signs, and the Rotary just bought us 2 more.
Wow.
I mean, it's a great town. I mean.
Right.
Really a great town.
And not to mention, too, that the Rotary itself is having a big year this year as well. 75th anniversary. Yes. So there's a lot of good happening in New Brighton. And, of course, like you say, anytime there's good, it could always be better.
Yes. And I look at us as being progressive. I guess that would be the word I would look at. We've never really just sat in one place. We've always moved on and looked to see what we could do next.
Yes, and again, that has turned itself into this, this culture of just, businesses coming in, and when one happens to leave, another comes in. It seems like the empty storefronts in New Brighton are few and far between.
Yes, we're very proud of that also.
Yes, so if anyone is interested in helping out, or if anybody is interested in you, as far as like asking questions or having any concerns about the city, how can they reach out to you or to the council or anybody?
Just get on the website. You can contact us through there. My email's pretty much public. I mean, it's mayor@newbrightonpa.org. I get contacted all the time. Any messages that come into town go straight to my phone, so I can get back to you really quickly.
Okay, all right. So again, it's the basics as far as email and phone if they want to reach out to you. And as far as council meetings, if people want to, are the council meetings open to the public? And if they are, what are they?
Every meeting is public. Third Thursday of every month, and the committee meeting is the Tuesday prior to that.
Okay, all right. So if anyone wants to come out and have their
Tuesday we do the work. Thursday we show how professional we are.
It's all part of the system.
Yeah.
No, but. In all seriousness, that is a good thing. And it is a good thing for people to come out, and if they do have concerns, they do have questions. Because again, as we've been talking about the whole time, there are ways to get better. And some people may have a inquiry saying, oh, we think this might be better, or oh, we may have this suggestion. And you guys sound like you guys are open ears when it comes to stuff like that.
We are, but you never really get a packed house there. We have had people now come down just to see how things work, but when you get a crowd, there's an issue. Okay, and a lot of times that issue is being dealt with already. So, but other than that, I mean, maybe 4 or 5 people show up.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's only whenever there's that the sort of the flavor of the month that may
when that flag comes running in. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. But no, I mean it. Would you want to see more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I enjoyed it when I was president and got to run the meetings. I enjoyed the people being there, and now I just like to see it. I like to see more people get involved because, quite frankly, some of us are getting older,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
and,
true.
And the town changes, even though you need the same things. It's just a different way of looking at things as the generations come forward. So my ideas are still good ideas, but they might be done differently by somebody younger.
That's true. And furthermore, if at the very least, if what's going on is good, then, time waits for no one. Mother Nature and Father Time are always undefeated.
Yeah.
At some point, someone got to take over and maintain the controls there as well.
Yeah.
Right.
And, learn how it works and get involved.
Exactly. So, it'd be good for those who are of a younger age and sort of interested in keeping the town the way it is to
Absolutely.
come down to those meetings and be part of it. So, again, we'll have further details about that at beavercountyradio.com later on this morning. But, Mayor, thank you so much for coming on board. And, again, you're welcome to come back anytime to talk about
Thank you.
what's
Thank
going
you
on
for having me.
in New Brighton. And, yeah, it was nice meeting you for the first time. Because I'm not sure if this is the first time I actually met you or if this is the first time I formally met you. But I feel like I might have run across you at some point. But
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but nice to have a formal conversation and talk about your borough.
Okay.
And and I'll try to remember.
We appreciate any PR we can get.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yes, as is usually the case with most towns. So again, thank you for stopping by today and talking with us about that.
Thank you, Matt.
You're listening to AM Beaver County, and coming up next on a Monday morning, it is Teleforum. Eddie Crow will be at the controls, and the phone lines will be open to talk to him at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Of course, coming up next is news at the top of the hour, Town Hall News, followed by local news with Frank Sparks at 9:05. And then again, it's Teleforum for a Monday morning here on Beaver County Radio, 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA.
You don't have to have had an accident, suffered a sports